Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here with me. Welcome to my Tuesday morning Coffee and a Card Live on a Wednesday afternoon. Just let me tell you guys, life is busy. This past week we had birthday celebrations, graduation celebrations, soccer tournaments, playoff games, and Mother's Day. And I have also been struggling the last couple weeks with some pretty bad headaches. Not sure why, but all of that has just taken me down and I am getting behinder and behinder, but I'm here now, so that makes me happy. It is Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, and before I go any further, I have to give a shout out. Happy birthday to my amazing big sister, Sharon. Most of you know I come from a big family. I had 7 brothers and only 1 sister, and Sharon is the best sister I could have ever asked for. So sending hugs and love to you, sis. I hope your day is full of blessings. My name is Maureen Rolfes. Hi, Karen. Glad you're here. Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years, and I love what I do. I'm going to just reload me here and see if I am coming up on my page and I am where I want to be. I think I am, since one of you found me, so that makes me happy. Oh, there I am, right where I want to be. I'm coming to you from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the middle of the United States, where today it is blue skies and white puffy clouds, a little bit of a breeze, and a high of 79. So another beautifully perfect day. Hi, Lori, glad you are here. I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to make that easier and more fun for you, and then to encourage you to send out your beautiful creations to others to bless them and make their day. Please give me a hello in the comments if you're hopping on. I love to know if you stopped by, and if you watch on the replay, let me know that also. What is your high today, Lori? You're saying it's cool. How warm is it supposed to get there? It's nice that you have sunshine. That's nice. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments on this video and giving away the card we make today. So be sure to comment as many times as you like. Each comment counts as an entry. I love to know what you think, and I love to answer your questions if you have them. Any comments left today through midnight tomorrow, May 15th, will be entered, and I will draw the following morning for a winner. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Karen Dixon. I see you just popped on here, so glad you're here. That is on its way to you, so thank you so much for watching and commenting. If you can share this video to a crafty group, a crafty friend, your homepage, wherever you'd like to share me, please let me know if you do that, and I will give you a bonus entry toward today's card, because that really gets me exposure I wouldn't otherwise get as a small business owner. Okay, let's get down to the table. I have tons to share today, so lots going on in my world. This is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. Stampin' Up! Now has a rewards program going on, so for every $20 you spend, and not every $20, I take that back, for every order of at least $20 that you put in online, you will receive 10% back in rewards on a future purchase. Those rewards are held there for 1 year, and you will be notified if any of them are going to be expiring soon, so it is a great system. You can get your account at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. Just be sure that you opt into, yes, you want to be part of the rewards program. I do have some cards to share, so let me share those with you. This first one is from my friend Joan in Arizona. And it just came in the mail, Joan, so it's brand new, spanking new and opened. And she made it with parts from that last Paper Pumpkin kit which I loved. That paper pumpkin kit was amazing. I'm still making cards with it too, Joan. This is beautiful. And this was just, she sent me her payment for the In Color Club. I'm pretty sure I have that sitting here. And I love it when you guys send me your payments for In Color Clubs or paper shares and you put them in a cute little card. It just makes me so happy. So thank you, Joan, for taking the time to do that. I really appreciate it. And then I have a card. This is from my friend Cheryl, who watches me here. And it's just a thank you. She wrote me a little note in here thanking me for doing my videos and explaining that she just recreates what I make with what she has on hand. And I totally understand that. That's why I'm here. I'm glad you recreate it. And this was that diamond pull card that we made. And it turned out so cute. Thank you so much. I love it. And I love this saying too. It says, my favorite age is now. How cool is that? What a positive thought. So I love it, love it, love it. And she was very sweet. She even sent me an envelope decorated that I can use with it. So that was so nice of you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. And then the third card is from my friend Linny. And she has become a Facebook friend through this group, and she lives in another state, and we've never met, but we correspond all the time, and she is dear to me. And she sent me this adorable card for a great friend, and it uses the Arches dies, and we're going to be using those today. So I love this, Linny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, that is that. That's my cards. We have a few other things. I have my In Color Club offering going on now, and I have my annual catalog paper share and my online exclusives paper shares. And guys, everything for these for the first round is going to be here today. So I'll be spending the next couple days cutting up and packaging and getting these things together so I can get them out to you. I'm so excited to see everything in person. I'm not going to go through all the details on these, except that if you want to get the In Color Club, you will end up getting all of the In Color products by the end of 5 months, and you get to spread your payments over 5 months, and that makes it really, really nice. And on my annual catalog share and online exclusive share, you get a sampling of all of these designer series paper. And sometimes a sampling is all you need. You might not love every single set. So that way you have some of them, and the ones that you love, you can go back and buy more. All of the details for both of these, the paper shares and the In Color, are on my blog. And that is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. Just go there, and you might have to scroll down because I post there pretty often. There will be another post coming on tonight. But within the past week and a half or so, the information on these were posted. Go read it through at your leisure and let me know if you want to join while you still can, because those will close at some point between now and May 31st. A reminder, we have a starter kit special going on now. It is a fantastic deal. For $99, you get to pick out $165 of anything you want that is currently available from Stampin' Up! That is a fantastic deal, you guys. I cannot believe it. If I could take advantage of it, I would, but I cannot. There is no obligation, but if you do stick with it immediately after you get your kit, you'll be able to order at a 20% discount immediately on any orders you place. You can do that for as long or less, shorter as you want. You don't even have to place any if you don't want to. And then after a certain number of months, which now is going to go May, June, July, August, I guess through like September, you will stay active. And then if you haven't purchased or met your minimums by that time, you will be dropped off. But there is no penalty for it, guys. So a great, great deal. Actually, the best sale you are going to see and the best deal around. This is just available through the end of the month. If you have questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, just go to my website, which is stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net, and there is a place where it'll say join now, and you can join my Crazy Stamping Lady team. Free classes. Every month I give away a free class as a thank you for your orders. To earn a free online class, you just have to place a $50 order with me in the month of May. That order will get you 3 free card kits. A $75 order will get you the 3 free card kits and a bonus project. A $100 order gets you 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. These are usually retired products, but you can recreate the cards and they are adorable. I love doing this class with you guys. Any smaller orders receive a handmade card from me at the end of the month as a thank you. And all of my orders, no matter how big or small, are entered into my monthly order prize drawing. The kits for this class will be mailed by May 31st to you, and the online class will be on Monday, June 9th at 11 o'clock a.m. And if you want to see the types of cards and projects I do, I did my free online class for last month, this past Monday at 11. So you can look at the videos right here in this Facebook group and find that class, and it'll give you an idea of the classes. And then our new paper pumpkin kit. This is the June kit. You can subscribe between May 11th and June 10th. It looks to be beautiful. I love the floral images on here. It says it makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with coordinating envelopes. The envelopes and the card bases have decorative gold foil on them. The pre-cut paper pieces, there's pre-cut paper pieces and unique sentiments. The coordinating colors are Berry Burst, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, which will be the classic stamping spot that you get in there, and Timid Tiger. And it coordinates with the Floral Charm suite of products. I think that's in the catalog. I don't think it's an online exclusive. I'd have to double check that. Well, I have my catalog right here, guys. Let's look and see if Floral Charm is in here. I could be wrong. I don't see it. So, possibly not. Maybe it is an online exclusive. But it coordinates, which is really cool. I love when they coordinate items that go together with our paper pumpkin kits. And then don't forget the Hugs of Bloom die add-on. This is only available while supplies last. And for this quarter, it matches the 3 paper pumpkin kits that we had. It is a great set. And you can only order it if you are a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So that is Paper Pumpkin news. Here is our catalog. I'm just going to move it out of the way because I didn't even look in it to see what's what. So we're going to get on to today's project. So today we're doing a project using the Thankful Garden bundle and the Everyday Arches bundle together. They're both beautiful. They're both able to work separately from this, but I decided to combine them in today's card. I'm going to bring this out at the end again with the card, so if you want to take a picture of it with all the measurements at that point, you certainly can. Also, I will post this and the card in the comments. But let me show you the products we're using before we move too far into this. It is the Thankful Garden bundle, which comes with this hydrangea. I am not sure what this is. The way I colored mine today is a bit like a wild rose. You could almost make it look into a poppy depending upon what you colored it. It has little centers for your flowers. It has a couple extra little leaf stamps, and then the sentiments: you make a difference with love and thanks. Oh, and thankful for you, friend. So really super cute. It has the dies here in the die kit that cut out all of the images basically in the stamp set, as well as some additional foliage, these leaves and this leaf sprig. And you know me and foliage, these are 2 of my favorites, and we're not even using them today, but I am so glad they are in these dies, and I have used them. In fact, I probably have some sitting here that I just cut out not so long ago. I'm not sure what I did with them. And then this bundle also comes with the Thankful Garden decorative masks. Now, they came in here. I have them out because we're going to use those today. But I haven't shown you how to use the masks in a while, so I thought today would be a fun day to do that with this set. So let's move this out of the way. The other bundle we are using is the Everyday Arches. I love these arches. They're such a unique shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You get 10 different sizes of arches that layer together, so you can use them layered on the card like Linny did. Today we're just using one of them. We're using the third one down right here, right, this one right here, to make our card. And then it coordinates with the Everyday Arches stamp set that has sentiments that say, know you are loved so very much. Embrace the journey, reach for the stars. Hello, thanks. You are simply fantastic. You are a ray of sunshine. All of these are amazing. Embrace the journey and reach for the stars would be great ones right now for those graduation parties that you're going to. And this bundle will be a keeper for me, or for sure at least the dies. I love them, love them, love them. So we're going to play with that. And then one other product that we're using that I don't think I've shown you yet, but I want to show you before we get started here, is the Floral Gingham Vellum Designer Specialty Cardstock, because it's vellum. So it comes with 2 sheets each of 3 different designs. This beautiful vellum floral design here, this gorgeous gingham, and then this cute little flower one right here. So 2 sheets of each. It's all vellum, so it is somewhat translucent and see-through, a little bit plasticky, and it makes for a really nice look on your cards. So we're going to be using some of this today, and I'm going to put this back in here and show you a couple things about this as we go on. You know, I'm not even going to put it in there. I'm not going to waste my time. I'll put it in after. I'm going to set it to the side. So my biggest problem with vellum usually is how much the adhesive shows through it. Because it's translucent, it's really hard to add vellum without the adhesive showing through. So what I did to test this one is I put seal. So this is just a regular Stampin' Seal that I use on the back of all 3 of these vellum pieces. And I did this a while ago because sometimes with vellum, as it sits for a long time, even if the glue doesn't show at first, it'll start to show. But notice that this does not show at all. I don't know why this vellum is different. They haven't explained that. Maybe it's just because it's on white, although it usually shows even on white. But I have found that this vellum works very well with the seal and doesn't show through. Now when we do our card, I'm still going to hide the vellum, the adhesive behind something, so that if in the future it did start to show, it would be hidden. But again, like I said, I did this maybe 2 weeks ago and it's still not showing. So I think you would be pretty safe with this vellum, which made me super happy. So this is just my little sample of that. I'm going to move that to the side and we're going to get busy with our card. So the first thing we're going to do is use our masks. That's the main part of this card. It's going to take the most of our time, so we're just going to get started with that. And our masks, I have shown you before, but not with this set. Oh, let me see if I can grab one here. I have them all laid out because I didn't clean them because I used them, and I'm going to use them the same exact way again. But our masks for this set are a series of 5 masks, and you want to do them in the order. So each mask has a little number on it. It's kind of embossed. I go over that with my Sharpie. It just makes it a little easier for me to read, but you can see it on there even when it's not covered with Sharpie. And it has this flower that we're doing today on one side, and it has the hydrangea masks on the other side. So that's pretty cool. They're both on one mask, and you can color both of these flowers using this set of masks. So what I did is I took and marked this little corner down here on my glass mat so that I can see if this moves at all where I want to line it up again. And I hope that makes sense. Because if it would move, my masks could be a little bit off. So I'm going to take some washi tape and stick this onto my mat, just like that, with that corner piece right where it should be. And if for some reason, as I'm doing this, they lift or this shifts at all, I should be able to put it right back into that spot. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my masks. All of the masks come with a little divot at the top, and that's great. You can make a little mark on your pad where you want to line those up. But that was a little more difficult for me on this one because I'm going to do this at quite a bit of an angle due to how my flower is on here. So instead of using that little divot as my mark, I'm going to get this lined up right where I want it over my flowers. And when you line it up, you'll see your black lines around the flowers show. I'm going to stick this down also with some washi tape of its own, and then I'm going to take my Sharpie and make a little mark down here in the corner, and that littler mark is going to be where my masks line up. So that just worked for me on here. You can find what works for you. And then we're going to use our blender brushes. So I have one for each color group. I've shared that before. One for greens, one for blues, one for browns, one for reds, one for pinks, one for yellows. So we're going to use the yellow one. I'm not going to change it out between my yellow colors, but I do take a piece of scrap paper and just rub off any excess from the last time I used it. That way I know I'm starting with a pretty clean brush, and no matter what yellow color I put on here, it's going to come out pretty true to what I want. So for mask number 1, we are going to be using some Lemon Lolly, and I'm just going to take my brush and ink up that Lemon Lolly all the way around, and then we're going to come onto our flower, coming a little bit off the side and rolling in with Lemon Lolly all over our flowers here. Okay, so now you can see the ink is just laying down where that mask is open. And I'm going to take this out of the way, rub off a little bit of the excess Lemon Lolly on my paper. I'm going to pick up this mask and washi tape and move it to the side. Now you don't want to stamp, if you're going to do more than one card, you don't want to layer masks one on top of the other, because then this ink will get on the back side of the next mask and that's going to come off on your card. So just make sure you're laying them separately as you lay them down. Here's the next one. I'm going to come in here and put that in the corner and just move this till I can see it's lined up with all of the flowers. Come down and stick down my washi tape on this one. And I put different washi tape on each one. You could reuse one and move it. It was just easier for me to leave them on because I made a few cards like this. The next color we're using is Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to ink that up the same way on my brush. Come in here off of the side a little bit, and we're going to add the Daffodil Delight right over the Lemon Lolly. Okay, so that is done. Move that one out of the way. Pick this mat up. I love doing this because when you reveal it every time, it's like, oh, look at how beautiful that is. So that was mask number 2. Now we're going to come in with number 3. So I'm going to remove again some of that excess ink that might still be on there, but it's yellow, so I'm not too worried about it because I'm going light to dark. So as you build up your masks, the first one is going to be your lightest color, and then you're going to go light to dark on however many layers you have. So for the flowers, this one has 3 masks. So I'm going to use our Darling Duckling, which is the brand new in color. And that is going to go on as the 3rd color for this flower. So let me get that lined up. And in my angle here, make sure it's all completely on the flowers, which it is. I'm going to push down my washi, and we're going to ink up Darling Duckling. Now this has got a little hint of green in it. That's why it turns my brush a little bit of that green. It's a yellow with green in it. A different color than we have in our yellow palette, so that's kind of cool. And I'm just going over the whole flower. Now that yellow, that last color, is only going in those little spots that are open on the mask. I'm going to get some of that off of there because we're done with this yellow one now, and put this to the side. Close up this yellow. And then I'm gonna pull off this mask. So I love doing this on my glass mask. So now you can see that new layer of color on there. Just look at all the depth that gives that flower. Now I did stamp this flower ahead of time with Memento Basic Black ink because I wanted it to be totally dry, because when you're rubbing your blending brush over those lines, you don't want any of that color to blend. So that was why this was stamped ahead of time, but it's just stamped with our Memento Black. This was our third mask. I'm going to get this out of the way here. And now we're going to switch to the greens on here. A couple things with the mask. You do want to be careful if you are going to be using the whole rectangle that you've stamped on, that your masks completely cover, or something completely covers every area of the cardstock you don't want inked, because it's easy to go off the edge of a mask. The great thing about this is I'm going to cut this out with our dies, so for me that did not matter so much, but just be aware of that. So let's grab our number 4 die. So now we're starting on a new color group, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with my lightest green and then work up however many layers I have. So start with your lightest color on the first mask you're using for that color each time, and work up to your darkest. So I'm going to come in here, place that down in that corner, make sure it is lined up with all of my leaves, just like that. Push my washi tape down. I'm going to grab my green brush now, and I'll just flip to a different side of this so that my greens and yellows don't mix on here. Get any of my green off. You probably can't see me doing that to the side so much, but I'm just rubbing it onto my scrap papers to get that off. So I'm starting out kind of with a clean palette. Again, there will be some green in there, but it's not going to matter. I'm going to start with my lightest, which is Old Olive. Ink that up with my brush. And then we're going to add this to these leaves and stems. And I'm just going to kind of go in a circular motion. I want to be coming in from every angle to try to get it in there as smooth as I can. If it's a little lighter or darker in some spots, it does not really matter, especially with something like a flower, which is usually what we do our masks for, because they have such a variation in their coloring anyway. So let's get rid of the green Old Olive. Get off any excess ink on there. Pull up our mask. This was number 4, and you're going to see the stems now revealed. Look how beautiful that is. And then we have one more. This is mask number 5, so this is going to be with a little darker color. So let's get this in my little angle there, move it till it lines up on my leaves, just like that. And then for this one, I am using Mossy Meadow ink, which is just a little bit darker than the Old Olive. I'm going to ink this up, and we're going to come in here and I'm going to add this right over the Old Olive that we already put down. And it's so fun because when you do this and you're looking at this now, you can't really tell what that's going to look like when you pick it up, and that's part of the reveal, and I love that. So I'm going to just get some excess off of here, and then next time when I use this again, I will do this again just to make sure I'm getting most of my excess off before I use another green. But it works, guys. I've been using these for a couple of years now since we introduced them, and I haven't had to worry about any colors being contaminated. This system works really well. Put this scrap paper over here. I don't think we need it anymore, but just in case. And let's pull off our final mask. There we go, guys. Oh, see, so here I hadn't completely covered that, and I got a little ink. It's not going to matter for me because I'm cutting this out, but that is something you'd want to be aware of if you were planning on using the whole rectangle. If this was me and I was planning on using the whole rectangle, I would just come in and cut a little border down on there, but that's me. Okay, we are done with the flower, guys. Look how beautiful that is. I'm gonna pull off these washies, and we're gonna cut this out using the die. So let me grab my cut and emboss machine here and my dies that I set aside right here. And this is 2 sheets of dies, and that's a little trick that I do to help myself remember that there's 2 sheets of dies in my package, is I put a 1 and a 2. If I open this up and I see there's a number on there, then I know there's at least 1 more sheet of dies in there. This is the image that's going to cut out our flower on sheet number 2. Our neighbors are having their pool poured today, or at least some more cement around it, so it's a little noisy out there, but hope that's not distracting you. I can hear them pretty loud right here, but I don't think it comes across on the microphone, hopefully not. We're going to place this die right around our image, and then I'm going to grab some of that washi tape once again to hold this in place while I cut this out. So I'm getting as close as I can to even all the way around, laying my washi down, pressing it on the part I'm cutting off and on the die itself, but not so much on the part I just colored, because I don't want that to tear when I pick it up. Same thing down here. I'm going to press this on the part that's cut out and onto the die, but not so hard on the part that's not. Put our plate on there, and we're going to run this through. I love that this mini cut and emboss machine can cut out so many things. So many of our dies work with it. It seems tiny, but this is a pretty big flower, and you can cut it out with the mini, so that's pretty cool to me. Okay, so there we go. That is our floral image. Isn't that beautiful? That is going to be our focal point on this card. I'm going to get rid of these pieces here. I'm going to grab a sip of coffee, so bear with me just a second, guys, because my voice is a little scratchy. Oh, I see our other neighbor's mowing his lawn, so there's that noise too. Lots going on out there. So I want to show you a couple things about this stamp set and dies before we move on, or stamp set and masks. This is the image stamped, and then I used the masks and I colored it in. This is the image not stamped. I just used the masks and colored it with the same exact colors. And I think it's beautiful too, but it's just the stencil. You're not getting the lines around it, and it's a totally different look to me. And then this third one is just the stamp set without the masks, and I colored this with our blends. And I love that too. They're all just a little bit different. So you really could just get the stamp set and not the dies and masks and make your images like this. Or you could get the dies and the mask and just do them like this and cut them out. Or you can use them together. So it really has 3 options for you. I love this. I think it turned out beautiful. And playing with those masks, like I said, every time I do it, I am amazed when I lift them up. So for me, that is tons of fun. One more thing I want to show you before we put this card together is that my card base for this card here is the Darling Duckling. So it is a tent base. It stands up like that. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And the Darling Duckling, like I said, has a little bit green undertone in the coloring. So I wanted to compare that to a couple other colors. This is compared to Daffodil Delight. So hopefully you can see that the Daffodil Delight is just a brighter yellow. It doesn't have the green undertones that kind of darken it. So it's really nice and bright. And then this is Crushed Curry, which is a more orangey yellow. It's a great fall color. I love Crushed Curry. It really falls nice in our spectrum. The one I didn't have was a scrap of Lemon Lolly, and I meant to pull that out, but I did not. But Lemon Lolly has the same brightness to it, but at a lighter tone. So this fits perfectly into our spectrum and gives us a lot more that we can do with our yellows. So we're going to use this today. as the base of our card. I am going to come in with some pieces here. So in the interest of time, I just added a small strip of the vellum to the bottom of the inside piece for my card. And we're going to go ahead and put that in there. I knew I was going to be doing the masks, which taken a little extra time, so I tried to prep some of this ahead for you. Things that you've seen me do over and over. This is going to pull the inside of my card to match with the outside of my card, and you'll see that as it comes together. As I did that, I got a little bit of black on there with my fingers, of course, so I might need to change that out for whoever wins this, and I'll be happy to do that. We'll just leave it for now. I'm not going to worry about it because I'll use it on a card. I certainly will. I'm going to stamp one of the little leaf images out of the stamp set and just stamp that down here in the corner. If that placement was a little bit different, I would have put it up there, but where it is, I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to go with that for now, and it will be fine. I'm going to take my chamois and wipe off my fingers, which is what I should have done ahead of time, so I wouldn't have gotten that black ink on there, but you know, I don't always think to do that. How about you? You'll notice I have no rings on today because I am in the middle of sourdoughing. I've got it sitting there on the counter, and as soon as I'm done, I'm going to get it all put in my little Dutch ovens so that I can bake it. So that's exciting. I've been so busy that I actually ran out of sourdough bread, so that was not a good thing. On my envelope, let me get that out of there. On my envelope, I did the same thing. I took a 3/4 inch strip of the vellum and just put it down the side like that. And then if you want to, and I'll do that right now, you can add your little leaf to the front too. I love this little leaf. It's like a little miniature rose type leaf. I just think it's very pretty and elegant and soft. And I don't know, certain foliage just makes me smile, and this is doing that. Okay, so there's our envelope. So for the front of this card, what I did is I took a piece of basic white, and I'll give you all these measurements again later. I'll put them on the screen and I'll post them in the comments. But this piece of basic white is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I cut a piece of the vellum at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it is only 1/8 of an inch smaller than the white. And it's going to give me that little bitty border of white around it. Now, I could seal all behind this vellum anywhere because it does not seem to show through. But I'm going to stick with putting my seal just in the middle here so that it's covered up by our focal points. And I'm going to do that because that allows this vellum to kind of flutter on here. I want to get it real straight because it's a tiny little border I'm putting on, guys, so I'm trying to make it real straight. Hopefully I will do okay. There you go, all the way around. This allows that vellum to not be totally tacked down. And because vellum is so light and airy, I love that feel. I love that it's not totally tacked down on this piece. So we're going to leave it like that. I'm going to add this whole thing to the front of our card base. How many of you have this? This came out in our, oh, I remember now, yeah. This whole floral set came out in our online exclusives in March, so I bet some of you already have it in your collection. It has been a fun one for me, and I love the flowers in here. I have hydrangeas growing outside, but they're white hydrangeas. I wish they were blue or purple, but that's not what they are. But they are still beautiful, and I love the hydrangea image in this set just as well. Okay, so there is the front of our card. Now we're going to take one of the arches I cut out. I said this was a 3rd smallest arch, and I pre-die cut that. And we're going to add the sentiment that says, "You're simply fantastic." And to make sure that my curve was going just how I wanted it here on my stamp, what I did was take out that arch die. Let's see if I can pull it out here. And I laid it down on my glass mat, and then I took my photopolymer stamp. I'm not going to pull it off, but I laid it onto the glass mat first, just like that. So it would be just the way I wanted. Because it is long and thin, the curve can change on it. So this way I could curve it exactly like I wanted it to fit inside of that die. And then I just stuck my block down on it to get it where I wanted it. So that works fantastic when you have something that you can actually move and manipulate a little bit, like this one. Next, we're going to take our Memento ink, and I'm going to add it to that sentiment. Because this is on a big block, I'm just going to take my ink pad to my stamp rather than my stamp to my ink pad. And if I get any off the edges, like it looks like I got a little bit where I touched here, I'm just going to wipe that off so I don't accidentally get that onto my card. And then we're going to take this, and I'm going to just stamp this image onto here. So let me get that lined up where I want it, just inside of that arch. Make sure I give it some firm pressure because it is a big block we're working with here. And there we go. You are simply fantastic. And now we can build our scene on the front of this card. So let me take my little arch here, and I'm going to put seal on the back of here. We're going to put this directly down on our card front. And I'm going to center it just slightly more to the top than the bottom, and centered side to the side. Make sure it's straight before I push it down. Now I did put all my glue kind of in the center of this also so that I wouldn't have to rub over the black right away. Although it dries almost immediately, that's not a problem. I'm just cautious with that to try to avoid any problems. Next, we're going to add our flowers. So to do that, I am going to put some dimension on these. So let's grab some dimensionals. One on the leaf, one right near the base of that stem. One on this leaf, one here. I'm going to want to put like 6 or 7 dimensionals on something of this size, just to be sure that it stands up nicely onto your card. So I think that'll work, and that was 7. I'm going to peel off my backings. I just use my fingernails, but you could use take your pick tool if that works better for you. I've learned that fingernails come in very handy, and I never had fingernails most of my life. I was such a nail biter, so I'm glad I finally have them to do something with. And then we're going to lay this onto our card. And I'm going to lay it so that that sentiment frames my flowers. Just like that. Okay, and it's coming off the edge here just a little bit. Isn't that pretty? I love yellow. Yellow is such a happy color to me. And I want to add a bow to this. And for my bow, I chose to use the silver and white sheer ribbon. This is an online exclusive. It was in our last annual catalog, and now it's moved to our online exclusives. It is very sheer and light. And what I did with this, and I've shown you this many times, is I just colored it with my Pool Party blend to get a little bit of blue on that bow. And I love it. It comes on so lightly because it's that mesh, and it looks kind of iridescent and light and flowy. I'm going to show you the sample I made first, and I used a different ribbon on there, and I changed to this one because that one just seemed a little heavy to me on that card. But again, all you're going to do is take the brush end of your blend and rub it over your ribbon a couple times, and that is going to dye it the color that you want it. I'm going to rub here so I don't have any left on there by accident. You can't even really see it here against my hand, but when I put it against white, you can see how that changed that pure white ribbon to just a little bit of blue, and I love that look. So this ribbon worked perfect, exactly like I wanted it. We're going to add this with a glue dot. So let me grab those to the stems of this flower. I'm just going to push this on my glue dot right where the knot is, and then pick it back up. And I'm going to put this up here on this branch stem right here, so that way it's not going off of my card. If I put it over here on this, I'd have to worry about that ribbon folding under. So I'm going to put it over there. The other good thing about this placement is there's no dimensional behind it. So it'll be able to scoot down into that area when it goes through the mail. And I try to always watch that on my cards. It just makes a real difference. Let me show you right now. Well, you know what? Let's just add our gems first and then I'll show you. I'm going to grab my gems for this. I'm going to use the In Color Flat Pearls. These come in the 5 new In Colors that we have. What are they called? Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Strawberry Slush. And they're beautiful and pearly. They're pretty flat, guys. They're not very raised, which you know is my favorite. I don't like the ones that are super raised. I have to really worry about placement on those. But these are pretty flat, so they're going to work just fine. I'm going to take one, the largest one, because they come in 3 sizes, and put it right down here. And then the medium one, I'm going to place down here also in that open space. And then my tiniest one, I'm going to place up here, right like that, so that I formed my visual triangle. So we actually have a visual triangle with the way this flower goes, and then another one with the way the little gems go, and they kind of crisscross. So that is a great look. I think it looks fantastic. So this is the card I'm giving away. I'm going to show you the one I did as my prototype, which is exactly the same except for the ribbon. So this is the ribbon I used first. This ribbon is also an online exclusive, and I love it. I really love it. It is beautiful. It is called the White Ribbon. White ribbon. A white 1/4 inch ribbon. It's a little gauzy type. You know, it's a more open weave. It can be colored very easily, so you can see how pretty that pool party took to it. But on this flower, for some reason, it just seemed a little heavy. And I've used it on other things and was happy with it. So play with your stuff. Sometimes you're going to like it, sometimes you're not. I like the card just in general. I think it was really cute, but I was not as happy with that ribbon, so that will be mine. And this will be the one I'm giving away, although I may replace that middle section. I'll see what I can do about that. So that is the card, guys. What do you think? I want to hear from you. Thank you for taking a little time out of your day to be with me today. Here are the measurements again in case you want to take a screenshot, but I will post these in the comments later today, so they will be there for you. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have till tomorrow night to win. And I would love to hear from you. Finally, I would love to have your business. If you're looking for Stampin' Up! Products, or if you're interested in joining with the amazing Stampin' Up! Special going on right now, just contact me. I'm here to be your creative coach, so if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to me. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. And I do plan to be back here on Friday, right now. But a heads up, I have some major grandma duty going on Thursday through Monday this week, as my daughter will be out of state for a conference for her business. So I will be stepping in to cover a lot of slack. So if anything has to change for any reason, I will be sure to let you know. But I will also be sure to see you all soon. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for being so patient with me. Bye-bye.